Hi everybody, in this video I want to talk about mental health. Now over the past year it's become more of a problem, like more people due to the lockdown and the restrictions that have been suffering in some sort of a way with their mental health, whether it's stress can lead to chronic stress, feeling low, depression, anxiety, and on top of that, if it isn't treated, it can develop into a more bigger problem. Now, for since before this lockdown, the restrictions, many people have been suffering with their mental health and also suffering in silence because of it. Not being able to express, talk about how they're feeling. It's not something so easy that you can just do. Like just talk, just say how you're feeling. That stigma in itself, the stigma built up around within a person, not being able to talk about how they're feeling. There's the understanding as well with mental health, the lack of talking about mental health, the lack of mental health being brought into a conversation and just talking in a normal conversation about mental health. All these things like the understanding and conversating in like conversations about mental health, they help. And like before, there wasn't early interventions to help with mental health. Now things are changing a little bit. There are early interventions for mental health which do help a great deal. Before, many people were waiting with referrals just to see somebody for months on end, and all those months on end of waiting to see someone to get treatment, that problem is was just getting worse for people. People not being able to cope properly with their mental health, thinking there isn't a way out of it. People even taking their own lives because of it, and it's still happening now. So raising that awareness there, the problems with mental health is not that easy for people that are suffering with their mental health. It's not a walk in the park. It is a serious thing, and it can create into something more serious if it's not treated, if it's not dealt with. And many people, like I said, find great difficulty even talking about it when they first come down with a problem with their mental health, wondering what is going on with them, the fear around it. It's all about understanding and having support around mental health, putting away from that stigma. We should be putting away, this day and age, there should be no stigma around mental health at all, especially over the past year. The problems we've had, like with the lockdown, like I said, the restrictions, many people suffering in some sort of a way with their mental health, it's become more of an increase. So pulling away as well from that stigma and letting in light to mental health and bringing it into a conversation, bringing for support and help, like helping people, like giving them that support and encouragement to talk about their mental health, to enable them to get the treatment that is needed to help with their recovery. And even people like that are actually already suffering with their mental health, this past year it's become a task, may become a task for them alone. They could be months on end doing okay with their mental health, and because of what's been going on, it's just stirred up problems again with their mental health. And you know, like I said, it's not a walk in the park, but at the same time, if it's treated properly, it's easier to cope with. And what we should be doing is raising that awareness there and bringing light to mental health, putting away from that stigma, letting that dark cloud that hovers over mental health, what that has been hovering over mental health for a long time, putting away from that. We should be getting a bit more understanding around it. You know, lacking understanding, if you don't understand something, what would you know what to do? So understanding what mental health is all about and what what I'm trying to say is you wouldn't know what it feels like unless you've actually suffered with it. But it doesn't stop any of us from getting an understanding around it and bringing support and encouragement for those out there that are suffering with their mental health. And so I just wanted to do this video because just raising that awareness there and just thinking back of what it was like before the pandemic for many years, and has it got any better, you know, like the treatments there, like as the situation itself, is it got any better over this past year? It's just developed more, like I said, more people that are suffering and probably suffering in silence out there, not knowing what to do. And with the helplines, I think they should be advertised. This is me personally, advertised a little bit easier for people to get hold of, because if you're in a crisis and you're on your own, you've got no one there to support and help you to get them numbers. It's going to be difficult for people to do. So I think the numbers should be advertised a little bit easier for people to get hold of. And so if there's anybody out there that is in need of trying to get hold of a number, if you're in a crisis with your mental health, me personally, I would suggest just ringing the 111 number and telling them, and then they can put you through to a number, or just ringing your doctor up and just telling them how, you know, just saying you're in a crisis with your mental health, and then that will, you know, they will do the rest for you. Because like I said, I don't think the numbers are advertised as easy. Okay, they're on the internet, but if you're in a crisis, you know, it's going to be that little bit harder to just think, oh, I'll just go onto the internet. When someone's in a psychotic episode, crisis is not as easy as that. And that's the understanding, like around mental health, is the crisis around it. There, you know, how much of a crisis is become mental health. And like I said, raising that awareness there, bringing awareness to mental health, putting away from that stigma. Especially this day and age, there should be no stigma. There should be more understanding, not lacking in understanding. There should be more understanding. Be kind to one another, because you could be out and about, you could be passing somebody, you wouldn't know if they were suffering with their mental health. So kindness, just kindness to somebody, a complete stranger, a smile, saying hello, you know, just something that we've all got in us. Kindness goes a long way. So I'm going to end the video there. Like I said, I just thought I'd do this video to raise that awareness there and bring some light and for mental health, bring the light in and take away that darkness and bring kindness to it. Kindness to mental health. Like I said, it's hard to talk about how you're feeling sometimes, but it is good. I would encourage anybody just to express and talk about how they're feeling, because that's a start. That is your first step, is saying how you're feeling. That's your first step. You know, that's the support and encouragement for people out there that are suffering, that are in that predicament and just don't know what to do. Is just pick the phone up, a friend, family, and just say how you're feeling, because that, like I said, that is a start to your recovery of what is going on. So like I said, I'm going to end the video there. Please share this video, because mental health is very important. Our mental health is very important. Looking after our well-being, keeping in check with our well-being is important as well. So like I said, please share this video and don't forget to give us a like.